Welcome to Wake and Bake with Old School and Co. I hope you're toking up and tuning in because I'm having a great day today. I want to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors, Castio Farms and the Indigo Group, and also BE Elevated. We're sitting there that got the new sponsors. We're going with that. Cool, rock on. If you would like to be a sponsor on the show, all you got to do is go to www.patreon.com/OldSchoolAndCo, and you can sit there and sign up to be a sponsor. Sponsorship is easy to do, and come be in the audience. The audience is fun, isn't it? Yeah. Sitting here talking to my new friends, Adi. You know my redneck accent, brother.
That's all right. Nobody says it right.
There you go. And my longtime friend Nancy Wallace. How y'all doing this morning?
We're good, John. Happy to see you.
Oh yeah, always good to see you. Always good to see you. Now we sitting here. We got something cool going on with the farm. What do we got going on with the grow?
Oh, we got a lot of cool stuff going on with the grow. Where should we start? The event. So we've got the Cat 4 event for April of 2022.
Okay.
April 15th, 15, 16, is that it?
15, 16, 17.
15, 16, 17, and we're going to be inviting people out to the farm. There's going to be vendors out there. There's going to be a skunk hunt. There's going to be a grow-off competition.
A skunk hunt?
Yeah. We've been looking for that skunk, the original skunk, right?
Original skunk. Now that's cool. I can do that.
Yeah.
That's the next competition after we started with the Pinkman's Goo live plant grow.
Right.
And bring the
now,
live plant back.
I'm entered in that.
And you're entered in that.
Oh, cool.
And then the next competition is going to be to pop a whole bunch of seeds and look for the skunkiest one.
Now that would be cool because I love that skunky smell.
Yeah. The skunkiest one wins.
Now, talking about the growing contest. Now, it's all going to be one plant or one strain that we're growing.
All the cuts came from the same mother of Pinkman's
Okay, there you go.
They're all genetically identical.
And you're going to have how long to grow it?
5 months.
5 months. Okay, there you go. And category is going to be, the prettiest plant.
It's the people's choice,
It's a people's choice. So everybody brings their plant back, and we set them up, hopefully in U-Hauls and horse trailers.
Yeah, it just depends on how you get that, how big you get that plant, what you got to haul it in.
Yeah. Well, part of the skill is to keep it small enough to transport.
Okay, there you go.
You can clone it, and you can shape it. You could branch it out. You can grow it into a heart if you want to.
Now that's
whatever you think's going to get votes.
That would be cool to be in a heart. Now that would be so cool.
Well, Nancy'd probably be able to do it too.
Now we all know I'm not a grower, so I'm gonna probably get a lot of input from people on this.
Yeah.
Now on the judging, it's going to be blind judged.
Yeah, all the people that attend the festival are going to get a little token. And every plant's going to have a bucket with a little slot in the lid.
Right.
And whichever plant you like the best, you put your token in.
The
most tokens wins.
It won't have nobody's name on it. Won't
nobody's
have anybody
name. You'll know
represented.
which one's yours because you spent 5 months with it.
Yeah, I will.
But, as long as you're not out in the crowd telling everybody, hey, put your token on that one, it should be pretty fair.
Yeah. And I love the fair contests because, everybody, I love them where they're just judged on what they are, the plant. And we got so many creative people in this, they can do a large variety of things.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've talked about this all the time. We don't want to enter into competitions where the judging isn't super strict, where people are really focused just on the product itself, not on the brand or this person's name or this person's following, just the quality of the actual product. We've competed in a few like that.
Yeah, we like the blind judging a lot.
I love the blind judging, you bet.
But you're just judging the flower.
Right.
And that's not the biggest part of what I think the plant can do for you.
Oh, no,
I think half the medicine of the plant is growing it yourself. Being around a live plant, people are just, they're different. It's really hard to be mad in a room full of giant marijuana plants. It's just really hard. No matter how bad your day is going, when you go in there, it's just...
I love when I walk into a grow and the smell hits you. And it just feels so right. The atmosphere is really different inside a grow.
The temperature and the humidity, and it's all perfect.
I forget, now y'all probably know what the hormone or pheromone or whatever they're putting off the plants are, but it just feels different. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, and you can sense it, right? And you can definitely sense the connection Nancy has with the plants, and and you feel it in the farm, right? There's like a presence there, and there's just this relaxing vibe, especially when you're around the and I think she's right. Just being around them is probably half the medicine.
Oh yeah, that karma that zen. That's
Yeah,
what I was
it's hard
looking
to
for. The
explain.
zen of being around the
But you
plant.
can taste it in the flower too when it goes
Yep.
through the curing process. It's like we said, we can, like I tell Nancy all the time, I know what, in a room full of flower, I know which one's yours.
I know
I
what
do.
you mean, yeah.
I can taste it. I can taste it in the cleanliness and the way it works, the flavors that it
That's
has.
what I do love is a good clean flush,
Mm-hmm.
you know, is no cough, you know, that makes a big, huge difference to
You
me.
do, and you got to have a certain level of passion, at least from a rookie's point of view. You got to have a certain level of passion to get that right. It's
Yeah.
not just genetics. I mean, there's some passion and love.
Yeah, genetics is probably half of it. It's the nature and nurture. You can have two twin children and one's raised here and one's raised there, and they're completely different. It's
Well, like I
just
said,
the
I
same
met
thing.
Nancy like 4 years ago, and I've recognized back then, you know, we started talking back then, you know, and it was right, she was right on.
Yeah, and we show it. I mean, we're growing. We're talking with Mephisto now to do breeding. We've kind of gone from a farm to a science breeding company that just happens to grow a really good fire.
There you go, right on.
Because we're about the science, we're about the medicine, we're about getting it right.
I dig it, I dig it. Well, I'll tell you what, on that note right there, we're going to take a short break. We're going to toke up and tune back in. You're watching Wake and Bake with Old School and Co. I hope you enjoy the break.
Flex worldwide.
Welcome back to Wake and Bake with Old School and Co. I hope you toked up and tuned back in. I'm sitting here talking to my good friend Haley Joe with Green Grove.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Oh yes, ma'am. Always
For
love
sure.
having you in here. We got some cool stuff
Yes,
coming
sir.
up with Green Grove.
We got some epic stuff coming on for the spooky season. So what we got going on is we're going to do the Halloween hash bash.
That's gonna rock.
We're going to do the Halloween hash bash at the end of the month. It's going to be super cool. We got recommendations, renewals going on. We're going to have the coolest dab bar. You know, we're going to have the coolest sponsors. There's 64 Farms, Sustainable Kids. You got Feel This coming. You got Stress Relief coming. You got so many epic brands coming. It's going to be at Margarita Island, Oklahoma City. It's
Okay.
a bar. Most people have heard of it. It is sponsored by Cannabis Dispensary. They will be there with their epic cannabises, so that'll be super dope, super fun.
Oh yeah. Now,
Yeah.
hopefully the rest of my outfit comes in for Halloween hash bash.
You
'cause I
always
think
got the
that's-
dopest outfits. You always be blowing me out of the water. Like,
Rock on, rock on.
yes, sir. I love you so much. Thank you for having me on the show. And I just wanted to come on here, you know, tell you guys about the event. You know, tickets 2 for $28 at www.greengrowfest.com. We got a lot of cool graphics. Our media team, we've teamed up with the best media team in the state with Old School and Co. You know, we're super cool.
Hey, we're rocking
super
on.
ready to have you guys.
OTU Media, you
OTU
bet.
Media, yes. And they're going to produce some cool graphics for our promos, for our sponsors and brands that do wish to get involved, which is an awesome step up in the cannabis industry, I feel like. And this is definitely a new wave for social promotions, you know, website with COVID going on and everything. Not everybody can come out to the event, so
Right.
we want to keep that relationship going even after the event on website updates, logo design, website design, graphic design, all of that stuff. So we definitely want you guys to come and attend and be involved, but we definitely want to build a relationship with you even after the event. Even for patients as well, we want to give you guys recommendations and renewals. We want to keep everybody medicated and happy. So
Right on.
come out and see us October 30th at Margarita Island.
Now, are you going to be showing a movie there?
Yes, we're going to have, we're not going to have a full movie clip, but we will have scary movie clips, like graphics and stuff going on.
Okay, cool.
So it'll be super spooky, it'll be super fun, everybody will be medicated, we have patient zones. It is also at a bar, and, you know, just come out, you know, the recommendations and renewal tickets are $60 online, and then you could get 2 for $28. So it's
I really like Margarita Island because it's a great place. You got
Yes.
good parking. You got parking in back.
Awesome
you got
owners as
parking
well,
in front.
yes.
You know, now for the special motorcycle parking, I really like that because I drive a motorcycle and it's really handy.
yeah, and you know they have their locals come in too. So if you are a local and you'd like to join an event, you're more than welcome to come. We love having everybody that can come, you know, get educated on green grow, get educated on the cannabis industry, you know, meet other people that laid the foundation in the industry as well. So that'd be awesome for patients to come out, get the recommendation renewal, meet with other patients, and then also build a relationship with us even after the event.
Now, how can they get a hold of you?
www.greengrowfest.com. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right. On that note right there, I'm sitting here talking to Haley Joe with Green Grow.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna take We're gonna take another short break. You're sitting here watching Wake and Bake with Old School and Co. I hope you toke up and tune back in.
Love ya.
Hey, brand new.
Good morning. Welcome back to Wake and Bake with Old School and Co. I hope you toked up and tuned back in with I was voted the top cannabis activist in Oklahoma at Green Grove Fest.
I heard.
I'm sitting here talking. I'm going to give a quick shout out to a couple of sponsors. One of them is going to be Tina's Kitchen. Another one's going to be Orca, Oklahomans for Responsible Cannabis Action. And also Jamie Bennett, RSO Mama. They're helping me with my RSO with my cancer. I cannot give them a big enough shout out. Now, I'm sitting here talking to a vet friend, Adi.
I die.
Now we were and my good friend Nancy Wallace. We were sitting here talking. Now you used to be anti-cannabis, right?
All my life.
All your life, and then you're another one of the people that saw the doorway and decided to step through.
Yeah, but it's been a bigger transition than that. So I grew up anti-cannabis. I enforced it in my house. It was the one rule it was non-negotiable in my house. And then when I was getting closer to retirement, I always said, you know what, when I retire, I'm going to smoke some weed. And
now that's after 23 years in the Army, right?
Yeah, 23 years in the Army, right? So I tried it. I didn't like it. And I saw the market just exploding in different places, So for me, initially, it was a financial decision. I said, well, you know what? Why not make some money on this? But in order for me to back an investment, I had to kind of research it a little bit, make sure it's something I can get behind. And then the more I researched into cannabis, the more I was kind of a little bit shocked at all the benefits.
It's amazing, isn't
that it has. And I was like, this can't be real. This doesn't make sense. And you start finding, Nixon commissioned a medical committee in the 60s or 70s, whenever he was president, to investigate the damages of cannabis because he was going to use it to start his war on drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And 18 months, they researched and they came back with two conclusions. And that was that if you consume 40,000 pounds of cannabis, you might die. And children should probably not smoke cannabis in their teens because it could affect their mental development. And I'm like, my aspirin has more side effects than that.
Exactly, yeah.
But then that report disappeared. It resurfaced in the 90s, and that's what California used to kind of push their legalization down there. They used that report as kind of a format. And I was like, why would it disappear? When you start asking these questions and you start seeing, so for me, personally, I went from strictly a financial, opportunity to, advocating and saying, hello, people, wake up. I mean, personally, I've eliminated 5 prescription medications.
Right.
Personally. I took one for one for sleeping, because I don't sleep. The second medication I took was for the nightmares the first medication gave me. The third medication I took was for the side effects that the second medication gave me because of the first medication. And then the fourth and the fifth was Xanax and Adderall.
Oh, yeah, you get on that salad, right?
Yeah, and I haven't taken any of those pills in over a year and a half.
Oh, right on, brother.
Right?
Congratulations, you bet.
So I can speak from a first point of view perspective, and I was a little bit surprised at how much we've been lied to.
It's amazing the amount of meds in my. It replaced like 5 meds for me, and all those meds have side effects and everything, and it's amazed me the amount of difference I've seen.
Yeah, well, there's a reason. This isn't by mistake. It isn't by design. So I've had this conversation with Nancy. I drink 80% less. So if you look at it from a business perspective, and you look at it from a financial perspective, if I'm a pharmaceutical company and this plant that I can't own can eliminate 40%, 50% of my profit, that plant is a problem.
Yeah.
If I'm the alcohol industry, which is a $100 billion industry, and this plant will get my clients to drink less of my product, therefore affecting 50% of my profit,
Right.
that plant is a problem,
Right.
right? So if you look at the benefits of cannabis and what you can do, paper, textile, clothes, waxes, medicines, pet lines, you're affecting a lot of financial industries, none of which can own the plant. So
Right.
therefore can never patent it, can never own it. That's a lot of incentive to make sure that nobody knows what that plant can do,
Yeah.
right? And we're just now discovering it. And from my opinion, from my personal opinion, not only as one of the owners, we've invested in probably the person that can lead us in that journey more than anybody else on the
Oh yeah,
planet.
Nancy's rocking.
The
over
one
here.
who's never taken pills. I've smoked pot all the way through. I've maybe gotten an antibiotic once in a while. They gave me a pain pill when I broke my leg, but I didn't take it. They gave me some kind of anti-inflammatory for my car wreck, but I didn't take it. Yeah, I'm 54 and I'm not on any prescriptions. And I go to the doctor, I get checked out. I don't need a blood sugar pill, I don't need a blood pressure pill, I don't need a cholesterol pill. I don't need a pill.
Right on. Well, that comes down to, I say the plant has taught me a lot of lessons, and that's what I'm learning right now. They say people aren't doing medical research. Well, I'm sorry, you're wrong, because I'm working with RSO right now. I'm working with several people in my RSO. I'm working on suppositories, and I'm taking it orally too. And that's one of those deals. We're doing some research. I'm doing my private research on the plant on these suppositories.
Well, I would urge not only people who believe in the plant, but I would urge skeptics, right, to jump off Google. This has been my experience. Jump off Google, go on an independent search engine like Brave or DuckDuckGo, right, and type in medical research benefits of cannabis or something like that. And you're going to get dozens and dozens and dozens of pages and medical research backing this up, going back to the 50s.
Right.
Yeah,
But if you
Israel
look-
has great research. For the last 40 years, they have not had a problem. Raphael Meshulam has done research over there for 40 years. Unfortunately, he jumped over to the other team. He went to work for GW Pharmaceuticals, and he's no longer doing cannabis research in Israel. He's doing patent research and trying to figure out how to make it theirs and so they can own it. They have Sativex, they have Epidiolex, they've got
Really?
a couple of different drugs on the market already, GW does.
Now, is this a synthetic drug, or is it?
No, I don't believe so. GW Pharmaceuticals, I think, is based in the UK. But they hired the scientists with all the research, and they're just coming out with the medicines.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's the thing about it. I'm watching this show. I'll bring up Dope Sick. I'm watching this docudrama, and it's amazing what you can do with money. They had $400 million to develop OxyContin, and we all know what they did with that. So I would much rather see our plant be developed naturally and the way we can use it. And on that right there, we're going to take a short break. Sitting here talking with my good friends from Castio Farms. You're sitting there watching Wake and Bake with OldSchoolAndCo. I hope you toke up and tune back in.
Hey, brand new.
Hempfire Genetics is a advanced research program set forth under the 2018 Oklahoma Industrial Hemp Pilot Program, overseen by Northwestern Oklahoma State University. A lot of farmers reach out to us. They've heard about what we're doing and are interested and want to know what they've had growing on their land since they were kids. Oklahoma is very diverse in its weather system, and so these plants have adapted over the last several hundred years to withstand that. A lot of it was brought here by the U.S. Department of the Interior back as part of Hemp for Victory. Hemp for Victory was brought about with the loom of the coming World War. We knew that we were going to have to produce a very large amount of hemp to rig the ships for their sailing, for their ropes, for their anchors, also clothing, sailors' hats, our flags, everything was made from hemp. Marijuana wasn't made illegal until 1969. The USCSA classed marijuana in with other dangerous narcotics such as heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamines. The campaign to slander cannabis began back in the 20s, mainly with William Randolph Hearst and the paper mills. Then that transgressed into big oil. Later in the 30s and 40s, really gained steam. By late 1937, the Congress passed the Marijuana Tax Act, which grouped industrial hemp in with marijuana. After that, they gave the differentiated names, hemp, marijuana. While farmers were still allowed to grow, taxes were raised so heavily that it made it difficult, especially for lower income farmers. In 1940, when Hemp for Victory came to Oklahoma, they actually used Oklahoma as a test plot. Several genetics were shipped in from all around the world to see what would grow best on American soil, since Oklahoma has such a diverse climate. And it's very hard to find a lot of documentation on that. We know there was a lot of places, obviously, that were involved, or we wouldn't be finding cannabis in every county in Oklahoma. Hempire Genetics, sowing the seeds of the past to grow a better future for everyone. Visit us at hempiregenetics.com or on our social media pages at Hempire Genetics.
Welcome back to Wake and Bake with Old School and Co. I hope you toke up and tune back in. I'll tell you what, if you want to be in the audience of Old School and Co., what you can do is just contact us on Wake and Bake with Old School and Co. The tickets are free, and I'll tell you what, I'll give you that second ticket half price. You can't beat that. You get to come up here and see voted the #1 cannabis activist in Oklahoma. And we have fun in our audience, don't we? I'm sitting here talking with Castio Farms, and we've got a bunch of cool stuff coming up, brother. What have you got going? I'm entered in this contest.
Yes. So we have an event coming up on 4/15 of 2022. It's going to be the 15, 16, 17. It's called the Cat 415 Farms Fest. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
Cat 4 Farm Fest.
Yep. Cool. And it's veteran-owned, we're inviting all veterans to come out and everyone to come out. We have a couple competitions. We have the Stoner Olympics. We have the skunk hunt. We have the grow competition.
The Pigman's
grow off with a $2,000 prize. Meet and greets. We have celebrities coming in. So there's going to be a lot of stuff out there over the couple of days.
I'll tell you what, this skunk hunt, I'm really down for that, because I think that's going to be a blast. Now, what, are they going to just wander around the grow looking for the skunkiest?
No. We're going to put out seeds. I went down to, a lot of people know I go to Mexico quite a bit, so I go down to Guadalajara, and I've been going down there for years, and I gather seeds while I'm down there. Because I know that we bred out the skunk in the United States because we don't want to go to prison, and, I've sat in jail, so I understand what that's about. I killed a bunch of those myself. Wish I hadn't.
Yeah.
But I think that I can find something really skunky way down there south of the border. Because pretty much everything we grow here ends up there. It might be 10 or 15 years before it gets all the way down that far. But hopefully I can find something down there that's still got some really skunky tones.
Cool.
And so we're going to put 25 seeds per pack. And we're going to sell the packs at $50 a pack.
Okay.
And whoever finds the skunkiest phenotype is going to get a cash prize. Now, the cash prize, I don't know how many packs we'll sell, so it's going to be based on the number of packs we sell.
Okay.
Like the way we did the Pinkmans, it was a $125 buy-in for the plant.
Right.
And then the grand prize is $2,000 in a little ring. And the second place is $1,000. So all of the money that it goes into those 25 plants that we collect is going toward the contest. Actually, we have to pay a little extra just to get the ring.
I know. I think the ring part is way cool, because getting a ring for growing a cannabis plant in Oklahoma, how cool is that?
Yeah. But yeah, judging the actual live plant. So I mean, we're gonna know if it's they all have to be microscoped before they can get into the festival.
To make sure they're not.
Yeah, they're all going to be thoroughly inspected And I'm probably going to take a leaf and go put it under the actual binocular microscope, and we're going to make sure that there's nothing contagious on them before we go sit them next to each other.
This is what I love.
I don't want
about-
somebody to bring one bad one in and then give every 25 of them catch something like a russet mite that you can't see.
See, this is what I love about our people, is we really do check this stuff out. It's not throwing ditchweed out there and growing this. This is medicine to me, whether you call it that or not. I don't care. But stuff is checked out. It is regulated, and I do love testing because it's tested before it leaves, checked it out, and then it goes to the lab for testing. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a handheld tester on our farm that does THC or cannabinoids and terpenes. It doesn't do the heavy metals and stuff like that, but it does give us our cannabinoid profiles and our terpene profiles, so that if anybody brings something out there to the festival and they want to bring some of their home grow and see what it tests out at, I think I can do like 300 tests before I have to change the sensor in it.
I've got a handheld tester too, man.
Oh, do you?
And this
Does it
one,
come
I
with a
never
light?
have to change the filter.
You just need a lighter.
Yeah, I just need a lighter. And I got it on lighter leash. It's always right here. That's good. Okay, now, the skunk contest, the growing contest, how are they going to be able to get you? What's your website?
So we are at www.castio-farms.com.
Okay, cool.
We have Facebook under Castio Farms. We have Instagram under Castio Farms. Twitter under Castio Farms. So you
Now,
can follow
Castio
some-
Farms, is that all one word?
Yeah, on social media. So on Twitter is one word. On Instagram is Castio_Farms.
There you go. Yeah, because I've got to use an underscore on some
Yeah,
of mine.
Facebook is
Yeah.
really simple. You just type it on the search bar, it comes up.
Okay, there you go. So
Yeah,
it's
and then also you can see our genetics or some of our genetics on our website. Some of the strains that we grow. We're about to put a genetics ordering, so you can order genetics directly from us.
okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we have Oklahoma produced seed.
Yep.
So if it ever does come down to the actual tracking and tracing where every seed grown here has to be born
Yeah.
here, then we actually have enough seed to
You
keep
got
on
that
going.
seed
And-
to
and we
sale
have-
tracking.
And we have
Yeah.
seeds for other licensed farms that we can prove that seed was actually born here.
Yeah, yeah. And if even if a farm wants to do like a specific strain only exclusive for them, like they,
You'll help them
We'll
develop
help
that?
them.
Yeah,
Develop-
if
we'll
they
help them
need, if
develop,
they
we'll-
want to, make a
we'll figure
signature
that out.
strain,
Oh,
we've
that's
got
cool.
some stuff.
yeah. So we're also doing our last round with Mephisto Genetics, which is the autoflower.
Yeah.
We're breeding for them.
Now, I think autoflowers are way cool because, again, for someone that doesn't grow an autoflower, you can sit there and boom and do it.
It's really, really good for a first-time grower because it's automatic. It does it whether you want it to or not.
Right?
Commercially, you have to be a really good grower to grow because it's not a lot of yield. But to get a lot of yield off one, you gotta go as fast as it goes. 24-hour light, 24-hour drip, 24-hour CO2. We had them 6 feet tall and
See, now
big.
that's one of those things I hadn't thought of, because I'd always, the cycle, of light and dark.
yeah,
light
you don't
and
have to
dark.
worry about that light
But
cycle.
autos, you don't have
You
to
could
worry.
grow an auto right here in the studio and it would bloom for you.
And 24-hour lights, it would just.
It wouldn't matter if you turned them on or off. It doesn't care about the light.
It does not really.
The more light you give it, the bigger it would get.
Yeah. That is too cool. I love
So
that.
we will do an autoflower grow too from seed. Those take about 75 days. So when we're 75 days from the contest or from the event, we'll probably start a contest maybe a month before that.
Right. Now, I do know about autoflowers. I've heard about them before, but, I do love the aspect of where you can leave the light on or you can leave the light off.
It's like a dummy-proof plant.
Yeah, you plant it in the one pot that it lives in forever. You don't transplant it. You don't. They're low maintenance.
How cool is that?
And they won't outgrow you. They don't get too big. They won't hit the ceiling. You never have to worry
You
about
just keep-
bending them over or, standing them up. They take care of themselves.
So I had, way back in the day, I had some Acapulco Gold, and it never got over knee high, basically. One that I kept topping it all the time. But that was one of those, it was an outdoor grow, and I loved it.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to mention, how do they contact you again?
So they can contact us on any of the social media. Also on our website, there's our number is 8887-CASTIO.
Okay.
They can send us an email through our website. We're pretty responsive. We try to respond to anybody within 24 hours, 48 hours.
You
Wow.
can show we have an email
There's-
Here, we
address.
can
for
show
the
you
event.
this too, real quick.
At the bottom there.
Yep.
Lift it up. There's an email address on the bottom of that paper. You probably got to go higher.
I got to go higher. Okay,
More,
I see
more,
it.
more.
There it is. Yeah.
Keep
More.
going. There you are.
There are.
And then the last thing I'll mention, if I can real quick, is that, you know, the only flower we have that hasn't won an award is the flower we haven't entered into a contest. That's all I gotta say about that.
Right on. All right. We're going to take a break on that. We're going to end the show. And you're sitting here watching Wake and Bake with Old School and Co. I'm sitting here talking to my good friends from Castio Farms. Hope you toke up and tune back in. Ping!